All right, folks. So welcome to this add-on video to our blocky character series. This one is just going to show you how to adjust the rig a little bit. So previously for the little blocky character, we made it more like the characters in the video game that we all know and love that look like this, where the character could just kind of move their arms and their see if I can get a hold of it. Their legs straight forward and backwards. But what if you want to be able to bend the knees or bend the elbows when they're doing some movements? You would need to adjust the rig to do that. And so this little video is going to show you how to quickly take our previous build and modify it fairly quickly. So I'm going to actually go ahead and do a file open scene. And you want to find our blocky character series, and it should be the one labeled, I think it was blocky 7. I'm going to tell it not to save on this. And if I click on here, I can just test to make sure the rig is all working. Yeah. So blocky 7 was the one that we had created that had the rig done. I'm going to go ahead and just refresh this texture real quick. And so what we're going to do is we are going to take the arms and the legs, and if I'm in here in the perspective view or any view, if I go to shading, X-ray joints, I can see what my joints look like. And right now, our previous build just had a joint on the shoulder and a joint on the hand, and it put one bone right between them. Same thing for the legs, one on the hip, one on the foot, and it put one in between. Um, so what we're going to do is add a joint right in the middle of each of these so that it could then bend. And so to get started, let's go ahead and do a file, save scene as. And I had called this one Blocky 10. I'm going to call it just Blocky 10 since it's the 10th version. I've been messing with some other stuff, but we'll call it Blocky 10. Then I'm going to go ahead and if it didn't show you all your other ones, make sure you do a set project first. So file, set project, then choose your blocky character, then go back and do save scene as. Um, and so mine was saving in the wrong spot. So I'll do save, call it blocky 10. Then go to workspace general and then reset current workspace. And then we are going to do a couple things with the arms and the leg groups. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to select his left arm, select the actual mesh. I'm going to go to this drop down and change it to rigging. And I'm going to go to skin, unbind skin. Going to do that with his right arm, go to skin, unbind. Then his right leg, skin, unbind. Left leg, go skin, unbind. That's going to break them loose. So now if I were to move my rig, it's not going to do anything with the arm. All right. Okay. And so now that we've got those unbound, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit space bar. And in my front view, I want to go ahead and do shading, make sure it says X-ray joints. And what we'll do is up here, I'm going to go to skeleton, insert joints. And I'm going to click, let's start on his right arm. So I'll click in them just anywhere on the bone. And you'll see that it changes the shape a little bit. we go over here to our outliner, if you don't see your outliner, go to Window, Outliner. But if we open up our right arm group and click on our joints, you'll see now we have a right arm joint, joint 9, and joint 2. So if I click on joint 9, I don't really see it here, but if I grab my move tool, I can pull it down. And I kind of want to put it to where the joint is right on the center of the elbow. Then I'm going to go ahead and pull this one up because it moves down a little bit, and I want it lined up with the bottom of the hand, this one lined up with the shoulder. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with insert joint, but I'm going to click on this one, go to the left arm group, grab my move tool, grab joint 10, pull it down. And then I'm going to pull this one up. Then I'm actually going to go ahead and expand this. I'll work on skeleton, insert joints. Click on his leg here. Go ahead and grab my move tool. Make sure I'm on that joint there. Pull it down to where the knee should be. And pull this one back up to the bottom of the foot. Then finally, skeleton, insert joint, click. Pull this one up. All right, so now we've got those. Now the next thing I want to do, and it seems to make it easier, with each mesh. So I'm going to start on the right arm here. I'm going to go ahead and select the right arm, and I'm going to go back on this drop down. Go to this drop down and turn it to modeling. Then I'm going to go to edit mesh. Sorry, not edit mesh. Mesh tools. Go to insert edge loop. And I'm going to click on this edge of the arm. And I'm going to hold, left mouse click and hold, and drag to where I put this dotted line right above the joint. Do it again, put one right below. Then I'm just going to put one right in the middle as well. Then I'm going to go grab my selection tool, grab the left arm, go mesh tools, insert edge loop. Do the same thing. Then I'm going to go down, grab the leg. Do the same thing. I didn't like where that one was, so I just hit Control Z to undo it. All right. So now, grab my selection tool. I'm going to hit spacebar to go back out. And I'm going to go back to my perspective view. So now I'm just going to click on one of these controls here. Why is it not letting me get my control from there? Well, I'll just go grab my left arm control here. I'm going to do the rotate, see if it works. Okay, it moves that. And so then what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and go to curves up here. Create a NURB circle. I'm going to go ahead and drag it up. Actually, let's go back out of here and we'll go to front view. I kind of want to line it up with the center of that joint. And if I go to perspective, just want to make sure I can see it pointing out. Yes, I can. So then I will go ahead and hit Control D, move that duplicate over to the other arm. Control D again, move that down to the first knee, and then Control D again, move it over to the other knee. So now I've got controls that I'm going to use for each of those. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. We'll call this one left elbow control. Call this one right elbow control. This will be right knee control. And then left knee control. All right. And then next thing we'll do is go back to this view, and I'm going to go ahead and select my mesh. I'm going to go ahead and put it into object mode, select my mesh. Then I'm going to shift select the joints. I'm going to tell it to go back to rigging. I'm going to tell it skin, bind skin. Now, if everything works, I should be able to grab that control and it connects it again. Now, this control still needs to be attached to this joint, but if I grab this joint at least to test it, it should allow me to bend it. So let's go ahead and select each of these meshes, and we'll bind each of them to their new sets of joints. And make sure to grab the skin first, or the mesh first, then the joint. Then you can test by grabbing the control. Now let's just make sure all the controls still, now something's going off. We may have to relink all of our controls here in a minute, which is fine. So before we do that, let's go ahead and link these controls. So I'm going to grab this control, hold shift, click on that joint, do constrain parent. The one thing you'll notice is if I try now to move this one, that one doesn't go with it. So we'll fix that in a minute. But if I grab this control, it does work. Okay. So I'm going to grab this control, hold shift, grab that joint, constrain parent, grab this one, hold shift, not the mesh, constrain parent, this one, constrain parent. So it looks like it is having some issues with our joints that we've got elsewhere, or our controls being children. So what I'm going to do first is, let's see. Let me see what this one does real quick. Let's check our waist one. If I grab it. Okay. Oh, I see what it's doing. I think if we fix this, it might fix itself. So what I'm going to do is grab this shoulder control, shift click our elbow control, and then I'm going to hit constrain parent. Now let's test this control. Okay, now that one goes where it's supposed to, and I can still control this one. Okay, so I think that may fix all of our issues. So I'm going to select this one, shift select this one, constrain parent. If I test it, they're still working separately, but following each other. Okay, so let me make sure I grab the right grouping. So it's this one here, this control, and this control, constrain parent. Now let's see if it works right. That's a little more like it. So make sure you are grabbing the right controls now that we've got so many jumbled in here. So look over here if you need to. So then I'll grab this one, my left leg control, my left knee control, constrain parent. And if I test it now, so that's why it was looking all weird, was it was joined to the wrong one. All right, so I've got all those set back. Now I'm going to test this. Don't like that his arms are doing that. All right, so I'm not happy with the fact that his body, whoops, uh, bends weird when we do that. So what we can do to fix that real quick is I'm going to grab my right leg control or my left leg. Yeah, the left leg. I'm going to go click the drop down for the group until I see the left leg control. And I'm going to hit delete on this left leg control parent constraint. I'm going to do the same thing with the right leg control parent constraint. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the right arm control parent constraint and the left arm control parent constraint. And get rid of those. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab my body control, or in this case, it's technically called, yeah, we do have it called the body control. Then I'm going to shift click my right arm control, go to constrain parent, grab the body control, shift click the left arm control, do constrain parent. Now if I test it, it moves the right way. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the root control, shift click the left leg control to constrain parent, grab the root control, shift click the left leg control to constrain parent. And if I do that one, everything moves the way it's supposed to. Okay, now I'm happy with that. At least it's working the way it's supposed to now. So I should be able to, moving forward, use each of these controls, move their body parts. Now again, all right, and it looks like in previous episode I had set some keyframes here. So what I'm going to do is go to window, animation editor, graph editor. And I'm just going to drag a box over all those, delete them. And I may have to check, yeah, a lot of these controls have some keyframes set on them. So I'm just going to select them real quick. And then drag a box around all those, delete them. And then just verify that those aren't there. And now you can, with this little character, if you want, you can start animating it and actually giving it elbow movements. And knee movement so that it can, instead of just walking, like it's got just one solid bone, it's got an actual joint in there. All right, sorry for all the confusion with that, but I believe you should be set and ready to go. Good luck.